There's always something that's defined a period of my life. Some show that reinforces my reflections, a song that I stumble across, a movie that I've been waiting to see, a game that I think back to time and time again. But one thing is clear. They put my thoughts into a beautiful medium that I could only dream of. One of the shows for this season of my life is Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. The show itself is stellar. Its art, animation, arcs, music, themes, the characters and their developments. All of these things are amazing on their own, but it's the combination that makes this show one of the best I've watched recently. But those aren't the parts that have me thinking about it, and have me thinking about it far after it finished airing. While this isn't a review of the show or anything like that, allow me to give you a very brief summary that sets the stage for the entirety of the show and its themes. The journey is over. The Demon King has been slain after a grueling, decade-long quest. The hero's party has emerged victorious, and peace has been restored to the land. They return in triumph to be rewarded, to have statues built in memory of them, to have the common folk sing their praises, scholars to chronicle their adventures, and to revel in their achievements, for they have done something which no others have succeeded in despite the many attempts across the years. And, in the midst of the celebrations, as the party reminisces of their journey, the mage of the party, the series' titular character, Frieren, replies, "It was a mere 10-year adventure," to the confusion of her allies. And you know, she's right. For in the perspective of one who has lived 1,000 years or more, 10 years would be 1% of that life. But it's not until much later that she truly realizes the significance of those mere 10 years. As I've watched every weekly episode at release with some of my coworkers on what we affectionately called Frieren Friday, my thoughts have been imbued with all sorts of questions as I've watched Frieren and her new companions. What remains in the here and now? What lies beyond? What stays behind? What does it mean to truly live? As is said in the movie Braveheart, every man dies. Not every man really lives. Why do some memories of our journey stick out far more than others, even if the memories we ought to remember were far grander in scale and to the occasion? These are questions ingrained in every person, regardless of if we choose to acknowledge them. And recently, they've been very much ingrained in my mind. I find it extremely interesting that despite the slaying of the Demon King, a momentous occasion for the world at large, we've never seen the event itself. So far, at least, you'd think it would be one of the first flashbacks we'd get, considering it is the catalyst for many events. Almost as if it were inconsequential. Instead, we're shown a multitude of mundane flashbacks with her original party, and how they permeate and influence her actions in the present as she meets new and old faces alike. If we select a show from the slice of life genre, one of the core experiences of the show is that. A window into the lives of some certain characters across a certain period of time, concluding with some kind of event that causes change naturally, like the end of a school year, graduation, or moving away to a different location. And in Frieren's case, the slaying of the Demon King, but the ending is presented to us at the very beginning. Her journey has only just begun. When you reflect on your past, say, high school, what memories do you think about the most? Perhaps you remember a bit about the graduation. But what I would wager is that you remember the memories in between better. At least, that's how it is for me. I remember very little about my actual high school graduation. When I had a crush on a girl in my sophomore year, and the subsequent heartbreak afterwards when she turned me down. When I had my first tryouts for theater in high school. When I got absolutely laid out and acquired a concussion when playing ultimate frisbee at summer camp. When I played video games with my friend until 4 a.m. in the morning and went fishing with him after 1 hour of sleep. When I threw a football on a hot summer's day with my brother and some friends. When I played board games daily at lunch with some of my teachers and fellow students. Maybe that's just me. It feels like a lifetime ago, even though the end of that chapter was around only 8 years ago. But the memories I remember, the smells, the sights, the sounds, the feeling and feelings, not only of the environment, but of the people. The memories that were the most meaningful to me. The moments that shaped me into who I am today and urged me to be a better brother, son, and friend. Just like Frieren's memories do in the show as she continues to live out her lengthy existence. One which is beyond human comprehension. That mere 10-year adventure wasn't just a mere 10 years. It would alter the course of her life. I've always been taken by things that capture a moment. Videos, photos, audio recordings, journal entries. I suppose that's why I like history, and if I might take a moment to sound like an old man, I think we fail to truly acknowledge and appreciate the many mediums available to us. Sometimes I imagine how scholars and historians centuries ago would react if they saw the impressively accurate ways in which we leave evidence of ourselves. Yet none of those can compare to the recording of a memory. My life now isn't just a mere season in my life. I've often divided my life into chapters of sorts. Nearly 2 years ago, I started a new job and moved somewhere, which, to Frieren, would be a speck of her life. But for me, this time that I've spent has given me new perspective, given me chances to seek new hobbies, meet new people, some of whom I hope will think of me as I think of them when one of us inevitably moves on. Learn some difficult lessons, and continue to seek what it really means to live. I'm not sure how long my journey here will last. Here being a rather flexible term. On the earth, in the current place I live, the daily rituals I embark on, or where I'm currently employed. Certainly, not every single moment of this chapter of my life has been memorable, or has any special meanings attached to it. But the ones that do, those are the ones that put a smile on my face. Those weren't just mere moments captured in time. I carry a part of those memories with me, wherever I go, whomever I meet next, whatever I choose to do. I don't just want to live my life. I want to live. So that being said, what's beyond Journey's End?